Well, today we are going to make a diamond dresser holder for my aluminum oxide wheel here. And this is the geometry that we're looking for. I got a 20-degree block sitting under my dresser, and there's the little bugger right there. So, do some research on this thing. You basically find that 15 to 20 degrees is the desired angle, and it's a 20-degree block there, so basically going to be doing this. The problem is trying to find a piece of aluminum that's big enough to do that. That shaft on the dresser is a 1/2 inch, and been toying with different ideas about how to adjust this thing. My original idea was to just thread the shaft of the dresser, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the thing off and using a threaded screw behind it to push it forward, because 1/2 inch 13, it's kind of a coarse thread. So I'm thinking I want something like in the 32 threads per inch, or 40 threads per inch, or the minimum I guess we could probably think about is 20, which would give you 50 thousandths per turn. Now, from what I've seen from people's videos, they typically advance these things between 1 and 5 thousandths per pass on the wheel, so obviously the finer thread the better on that. Anyways, I do have this round chunk of 3-inch aluminum, which I could slice off kind of like a hockey puck sized chunk, and then bore the 20-degree hole through it. But holding round stock at 20 degrees in my mill is going to kind of be a difficult task, so got to kind of think of what my starting piece is going to be. I also have a big chunk of aluminum here. It's not the best form factor for what I got to do, but I'm kind of leaning towards slabbing a hunk off of this thing and just making a square one. Got to do some calculations, think about this for a while, and once I decide how I'm gonna do this, I'll turn the camera back on. But right now I gotta think, and I gotta blast some tunes, so I'll be back with you. Okay, I decided to take the hard way out, so I slabbed off a hunk of round 3-inch aluminum. I faced off both ends in my lathe. Now what I'm going to do is cut a flat on the top, cut a flat on the bottom. Well, actually the sides, but that's this side here, and then I'm going to turn it 180 and do the other side. And that's going to be the axis of the diamond dresser. So stage 1 going on here. Okay, we're getting a little closer. What I've done is I've milled flats 180 degrees apart on this particular diameter, which is 3 inches. I went down 75 thou, which left me with a 1-inch wide flat on both sides. And then what I did is I took this parallel lined it up under there because the vise bottom has a gap in it, and got that lined up. And then down here I got my 20-degree angle block holding up the vise. So when I drill down through here, it's going to create a 20-degree angle through here that the dresser will go into. So I'm going to drill that out, and then I think I may have to put this thing back in the lathe, which is why I didn't go too crazy on these flats. I'll still be able to put this thing in the lathe and hold it in the 6 jaw. Alright, I'll be back with you at the next step. Tunes off, camera on. Alright, stage 1 complete. We have bored a hole through this entire thing at a 20-degree angle with a letter Q drill, which is a tap for a 3/8 24, which is what I decided to put in there. So now what I'm going to do is stick a 1/2 inch drill in there and drill down all the way except for about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches. And that's going to accept the shank of the diamond dresser. And then I'm going to take it out of here and tap the other side, and we'll mill the table groove on the bottom. Keep going here. Well, now you can see why I cut those 2 flats on here, because we're getting set to mill the groove, and since the hole I just drilled is perpendicular to these flats, then the slot, or the anti-slot that I mill, is going to be perpendicular to the stylus. So we'll get set up to mill that. It's going to be 750 from the edge, and it's 470 wide, and we got to figure out how deep to make it. But we're getting close now. Well, we're just removing everything that we don't need now. Got the tongue all done, and it's looking good. Alright, we're getting closer. We got the screw right in here, we got the slot, the groove thingy cut, and I got my adjustment working. So now what I got to do is put a grub screw in here to keep this thing from falling out, and put some tension on it, some drag rather, and then just polish it up. It should be done. Okay, next time you see this, it will have a screw on the top. Alright, she's done. Let's try to dress this wheel and see what happens. So it's pointing down. We want the wheel rotating towards us, like you would when you would be grinding on a normal wheel. You definitely don't want it going the other way. So okay, we're just touching right there, so and there you go. A couple hours worth of work just for that. But now I got a really nice wheel.